Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Uh, Pleased to meet you. My name is Riva'i Sumangkut, and this time I will try to re-explain the UAS that I read back then. So this time I want to express my gratitude to Allah SWT who blessed me with the gift bestowed upon me at the moment to have blessed me with life, because life itself is a gift which given upon us as given upon us, which is their creation. So at this moment, currently, I wanted to reflect upon myself and measure my understanding at this point, because what's gonna happen next or what I gotta explain next gotta be new or maybe unfamiliar with my current familiar self. So at the moment, currently, I wanted to apologize that my understanding was solely because of the requirements to meet the ends meet. Understanding something only to forget about it later is something of a weakness of myself, so I reflect on that and I'll try to do better myself and overcome that weakness. So looking out in the future, let's uh, let's make the thing of the past be the thing of the past. So firstly, let's take a look at the topic that this UAS gonna cover, which is military spring mass application, which was in context is applying the principles of spring mass system in several military equipments in the military service. So which application of springs on objects or parts with springs. So it's basically that. So with the topic that we're gonna cover, I hope that it makes up for what I did not understand properly back then. So even if my utilization and instruction is unclear, it was clear that my intention was to understand the subject, and my initial thinking is to learn and observe to be able to pass the evaluation in the forthcoming days. So next is about the spring mass system. So spring mass system is basically a fundamental concept in physics and engineering, often used to model various dynamic systems. So in the military context, it is understanding and applying the principles can be crucial for several applications, such as many things like the weaponry and the vehicles. So spring mass system consists of a mass attached to a spring. So key parameters including mass, which is the object that is attached to the spring, and the spring constant, which are a measure of stiffness of the spring. So the higher values indicate the stiffer springs. And the displacement, which is the distance of the mass, is stretched or compressed. The system is described by Hooke's law, which the equation is F equal minus kx, where F is the force that is exerted by the spring. So here's like some example of the application of using the I5 approach. So this let's say the scenario is that a military truck is weighing 5,000 kilos needs to have the suspension system designed to ensure the optimal shock absorption over terrain. So the goal is to determine the appropriate spring constant for the suspension system to achieve the desired natural frequency of 1.5 Hz. So let's go ahead to the I5 step. So first one is intention. Firstly, the intention is to design a suspension system for a 5,000 kilogram military truck that achieve the natural frequency of 1.5 Hz. So the frequency was chosen as to provide a balance of comfort to the cruise and stability of the vehicle to minimize the vibrations while the vehicle is traversing through road terrain. So the initial thinking is the vehicle natural frequency of the suspension heavily depend on the mass of the vehicle and the spring constant. So the formula for the natural frequency, AKF, is F equal to half P multiplied by square K per M. So K is the spring constant and the M is the mass. So by rearranging the formula to solve for spring constant K, we get the K equation as 2 pi multiplied by F. Let's see, akar 2. Yep. Then multiply by M. Okay, the idealization. So because we got what we got, finally got what we are thinking. Initially we're thinking so that the suspension frequency depended on the mass of the vehicle. So we use the previous equation or formula, as you can say. So the realization is that the mass on the track is assumed to be evenly distributed, and its spring in the suspension supports an equal share of load among them. So let's consider a simplified model where we calculate the total spring constant quite for the system as a whole. So as for the instruction, we know that the given mass of the truck is 5,000 kilos and the natural frequency that we desire is 1.5 Hertz. So we rearrange the formula as before in the initial thinking, which is K equal to 2PF pangkat 2 multiplied by M. Therefore, that we can include the values into the equation. So we got the F, which is 1.5. So we got 2P multiplied by 1.F pangkat 2. What is pangkat 2? Yep. Then we also the M is, which is 5,000 kilos. So we add the 5,000 kilos value into the equation. So we get that. So at the end, we got the results is that we get that the spring constant is for 443,000. I mean 443 700,000. 443,700 Newton meter. As we are using P equal to 3.14. So therefore that in conclusion, that to achieve the natural frequency of 1.5 Hertz for a suspension that holds the 5,000 kilograms truck, it's required for the spring constant to be approximately 443 and 700,000. Sorry, for 443,700 Newton meter, which would allow the truck to be able to traverse over road terrain. And next is the opinion about Elon Musk's question to AGI. So the case here, from a video I found on the internet, that there's someone interviewing Elon Musk on some kind of interview. I don't know if it's on the news or not, but the interviewer said to Elon Musk this. So the guy said, what the guy said to Elon Musk that what if an AGI finally come true, and if they finally come to a reality, what will you ask the AGI first? Then Elon said that what's outside the simulation. So I think that the question that he asked the AGI, what's outside simulation, might be referring to the term that might be popularized by the Nick Bostrom, that Elon might be asking the question what outside the simulation because maybe he wanna know if the AGI knows that he is just he's living in a simulation, that he is being manipulated or controlled. So he wanna make sure that if she's aware or she's conscious over what she's been asking about her existence. So might be like something similar to like escaping simulated, like the simulated reality. So speaking of simulated reality, I also find that simulated reality that like is referring to the popular term by the philosopher Nick Bostrom. Yeah, this guy's a philosopher. So this guy thinks that our entire reality might be just a simulated environment created by a more advanced civilization. So, and this is very popular in modern pop culture, where the term NPCs, which is non-playable character, which will refer to someone who stays in one place or keep doing the same pattern over and over again. So that might refer to the person like stuck in the simulation loop. So which is like the NPC in video games. Well, you might be familiar with someone who sell items or just just a property that was just there, so the environment would be feel like more lively. So they don't have consciousness or whatsoever. So then there's also the term that says escape from the matrix, and escape from the matrix might be referring from what to this kind of people, maybe like telling this kind of people to break from that same pattern and do something new out of the box. So that means they have to refrain or stop even quit the infinite loop of the same pattern every day, and they escape the exclusionary promise that created by the ruler or the elites that control the system or the loops to manipulate you, so they gain their own benefits to you. Like one of the main example of this escape of the matrix thing is like the being aware of the technology by understanding the effect of the technology and the perception of the media. One could be aware of what's real and what's being manipulated. So considering his question about the simulation might be also a question he also just jokingly says, since Elon Musk himself is kind of an eccentric person himself, so he might be unserious when asking that. So, and also there's it might be because because he's a little bit of a conspiracy theorist himself. He might be asking that because he's afraid that the AGI might be replacing them, or maybe that the AGI itself what was being manipulating the life itself. So so the question might be a warning or a reminder to us that we are to be more aware of ourselves, that if an AI is conscious of its existence, so we do have to be conscious of our existence also. So that was my opinion about the self-consciousness. So the point of the question may be because might be referred to asking if it does the AGI conscious or not, or does it have self-awareness about itself. So I guess that's it about my opinion on Elon Musk's question to the AGI, if the AGI somehow meet with Elon Musk, but we never know. We never know about what they're meeting, because they may already meet or maybe they haven't met yet. So maybe if they meet, I hope that they get along well. So I think that's it. So I think that's all I have to say about all I can explain about my UAS. If there's a mistake on my words, I truly apologize for my mistakes. So thank you for listening. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.